What's happening, you to more motivation? This video, we're gonna talk about 10 things I wish I knew before starting my fitness. These are things that I'll tell you that you can use to help you not make the same mistakes I made and to make your fitness journey better 2023. So let's start with the first one. So the first one I have here is you have some sort of body dysphoria. To make that simple for people that don't understand, body dysphoria is related to some sort of dysfunction with having a certain amount of confidence with how you look in the mirror, right? Related to fitness. In fitness, when you work out, you always check how you look in the mirror. You see all your imperfections and you are harsh on yourself. That's the easiest way I can explain it for you to understand. If you lifted any weight or look yourself in the mirror in any way to see if you made progress, you have some form of body dysphoria. And a lot of people have a body dysphoric issue in fitness. There's different levels to it, obviously. There's a healthy range and a non-healthy range. But everybody will face it if you lift any kind of weight or if you care about how you look in any way, shape, or form. So this is something I wish I knew. And the sooner you know, the more you know how to not let it get to a point to where it's unhealthy. And believe me, in the past, it was unhealthy for me, which caused me to do a lot of things that weren't sustainable things to do. But thankfully, I learned from that experience, but that's one thing I wish I knew. So the next one is comparing yourself. You will compare yourself to other people, whether you realize it or not, if you are in fitness. We have a thing called social media now. You can see what everybody is doing, progress as far as how a person looks, body shape, body size, strength. You will compare yourself to somebody else to the point somebody else succeeding may even make you feel bad about yourself. Yes, and it's unfortunate. You know, we live in an age where people only show their brightest moments. They never show when things aren't working out, their fails, things like that. People aren't always transparent. They show you what they want you to see. And for this reason, everything appears perfect. And when everything appears perfect and you compare it to your life, you're gonna feel bad about yourself. And that happens because you try to compare. But just keep this in mind. It's not reality. It's only on a phone screen or wherever you're seeing it from. And if I had known this before, I'd be further along now. But I am happy that I learned from that experience. The third one on my list, there's no perfect diet. We live in a day where there's 50 different hacks, diets, and tricks to help you lose a certain amount of weight quickly. None of them are sustainable and none of them are perfect. You have the keto diet, you have the salad diet, the watermelon diet, the carnivore diet, whatever diets are out there, vegan, all of that. There's no perfect diet than the one that works for you. So whichever one works for you and whichever one is sustainable to you that you can do forever, that is the perfect one. This means you have to try different things to see what works for you. Don't listen to anybody telling you this is the perfect diet for you. It doesn't exist. This is something I wish I knew because I tried basically all of them for a certain period. Yes, I did see results, but they weren't sustainable. Which is why I'm telling you right now, there's no perfect diet. You have to see which one works for you and stick with that one. Because it's better for you to stick with something than to have something work and then quit. So that's number 3. Number 4, you'll never look like your favorite influencer. If you look at Arnold in the pictures flexing or Bradley Martin or whoever you look up to, you will never look like that. You don't know what they do behind closed doors to get that look, or you don't know their genetic capabilities. You don't know how their body is structured, what exactly they're doing, and so on. So they're gonna look different. And the fact of the matter is, we all have different genetics. We all are gonna look different. We all have different potentials. You can maximize what you have, but you cannot look like another person. And that's the trap in social media. Everybody that you watch, look up to, admire, you cannot look like them. That's something that you have to instill in your mind so that you are free. So that you are free to do what you need to do every day. But you'll never look like your favorite celebrity. It's not happening. I'm gonna be the person to break it to you for your own good, especially for the younger people listening. You can be inspired by someone, but you cannot aspire to be like another person. You can take certain characteristics they have and make it into your own, but you cannot want to be another person. You'll never be another person. You're a unique person. That's it. This is something I wish I knew sooner. Number 4. Number 5, the things you hate to do will get you the most results. What do I mean by that? As far as food, workouts, and as far as being disciplined. When it comes to tracking your food, you know what foods you shouldn't be eating. You know. But do you want to do it? Of course not. But it's taking your emotions out and using your logic to do what you must do. When it comes to working out, you know doing your conditioning is important. You know training your lower body is important and your core, but most people don't do those. Most people want to bench a lot of weight, do bicep curls all day, but you know what things you need to do and what things you're avoiding, and those are the things that get you the most results. Following a good nutrition plan, drinking water, sleeping, those will make you look good, and training your lower body and doing conditioning will make your heart be healthier. And by doing lower body, you're building a lot of testosterone so that you can build other parts of your body. You can see how that's helpful, but these are things people avoid. So doing the things you hate to do will get you the most results, whether you believe it or not. That's my 5th one. Number 6, you lose people in the process. I cannot count on my 2 hands how many people I lost in this, just because I want to do better for myself, just because I want to be in better shape. I don't want to drink alcohol anymore or smoke. You see how people silence you, shun you because you don't want to be a goofball like them? That's what happens. You're gonna have to be at peace with that. The more you try to better yourself, the more people you lose. The more you try to be noble or do things that serve you, you'll be looked at as selfish, egoistic, and all the words they want to call you. You lose a lot of people in the process, for sure. It's without a doubt. Without a doubt. The world is full of followers. People want to do what other people are doing, but if you're the unique person doing something different, you lose people. There's only gonna be a few people like you, and that's something I wish I knew, but I know now. Let me make sure I'm on the right track here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. You'll be judged a lot more. I can't count on my fingers how many people look at me and think, oh, you're into yourself, you're egoistic, you're selfish, just because I work out. You see what I'm saying here? It doesn't matter if it's in just working out, you own a business, or you're doing something else that people aren't doing. People judge you for no apparent reason. They don't need to have a reason. If you make people feel some type of way about themselves, they're gonna judge you. They're gonna whisper behind your back. They're gonna be in the comment section saying that you take stuff when you don't because you worked hard for decades. People will not give you the credit for what you're doing. They'll look for every piece of criticism they can throw at you. They'll judge you even more harshly the better you get. But that's a good thing. And this is something I wish I knew a little bit more. Number 8, eating matters a lot more than training. Yes. So A lot of people that I came across and met in gyms worked out for many, many years, but a lot of them didn't really look like it, right? You know that person that worked out in the gym for 15, 20 years but doesn't look like the workout? It's most likely because of how they eat. How you eat and everything else outside the gym matters more than what you do in the gym. Obviously, what you do in the gym carries weight, but everything else outside the gym matters even more. They all matter together, but the nutrition aspect matters like 60%, 70%. Think about it. You're working out for 1 hour, 2 hours max. Where's the other 22 hours or 23 hours outside of the gym? You need to recover. You need to put something in your body as far as water, food. So that matters more. If you have a banana, to burn a banana on a treadmill, you have to run an hour to burn 300 calories. Think about if you're eating 1,000 plus over what you need to maintain your body weight. How much working out do you have to do to get those calories back? You cannot out-train a bad diet. So what you eat is very important. How you eat. Using that in combination with training 3 to 5 times a week is what will create a deficit for you to lose body fat, to see your muscles, right? Because a lot of people that train for a long time have muscle underneath fat. But the thing is, they didn't lose the fat. The fat is on top of muscle and you can't see it. So eating matters a lot more than working out. Obviously, working out is a big portion, but eating is very underrated and does a lot more damage if you don't do it. Number 9, genetics is a cloud over people's head that stops them from trying. People use the excuse they have bad genetics for everything. You don't need great genetics to have a better physique than you have right now. You don't need great genetics to have the best metabolism ever. You can do things to naturally increase your metabolism. The more muscle that you have better metabolism. If you drink cold water in the morning, you increase your metabolism. If you lift heavy on a consistent basis, you will have a better metabolism. If you burn more body fat, you have a better metabolism. There's certain foods that you can eat to help you have a better metabolism. The point there is there's ways to mitigate the issue. People focus on the problem and don't try to find solutions. So it's a cloud over people's head to not try to find solutions. You don't need to have the best genetics to see abs, for example, as a man. You don't. You don't need to be the biggest guy out there as well. And I feel like people say it because they're comparing to other people, which goes to one of my past points. It's a cloud over people's head that stops them from trying to reach their genetic potential. The thing is, we all have different genetics. Those genetics serve different fields. My genetics may be good for this, but it may be bad for swimming, or it may be bad for soccer. My genetics is good for football and powerful type of sports, but it's not great for long distance. Right? So I have to be aware of that to know what to do if I'm in those professions to dominate or to be at a good level. Instead of focusing on the fact that my genetics isn't good enough for that thing, I have to figure out my strengths and my weaknesses and focus on maximizing the things that make me strong. Right? For example, in lifting, I don't have the best genetics for pressing, but with how my body is structured, I'll be able to pull more weight and I'll be able to squat more weight. And I'll be able to press if I whiten up my grip a little bit or change the way my feet are positioned under to use leg drive. Stuff like that. So genetics is a cloud over people's head, or it used to be over my head, to stop me from realizing that there's solutions. This is a big one. A lot of people like to use that to exonerate the fact of what they have to do. If somebody else has better genetics than you and you need to work harder than them, then work harder than them. If it requires them that much effort to get there, but you have inferior genetics, you have to do more. Right? So instead of and this is something that I struggle with too, but you come to a point you have to realize it. And this is something that helped a lot of you. Right? That's a big one. The last one on my list is it will never stop. So it's great all the things you did in the past, how you started, the progress you made, but the truth is if you stop today and you quit all the habits that you had, you will lose everything. That's the big one. You will lose everything if you stop. None of us are invincible. Alright? None of us are bulletproof. We're human, we're not perfect, things happen. But the moment you stop the habits you had to get to where you got, the moment the progress stops. You're either growing or shrinking in life. You're not staying stagnant. And this is one of the biggest points that I really had to understand. Because it's not about having a goal, reaching the goal, then what? It's about making it a lifestyle. It never stops. So when you want to make your fitness goals this year, you want to think about short-term and long-term goals, yes, but you also want to make it a lifestyle because it truly never ends. You got to make it a part of you, and if it becomes a part of you, it will be something you almost enjoy to do, right? And it will be something that you don't have to think about doing because this point here, it never ends. So these are the 10 things I wish I knew in the beginning, right? I sort of matured, made a lot of mistakes to get to know these things, but these are the 10 things I wish I knew. So there's a lot of detail in this video, but it's done so that you can listen to it and watch it to help you not make the same mistakes I made, because I made a lot of mistakes and I'm still gonna make mistakes. But this is here for people just joining to have some guidance, you know what I mean? So that's about it, folks. So thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So much more content to come this year. I'm working at it. I'm gonna push more out. Make sure to click that like button once again, subscribe to the channel, and share it with somebody. All right, folks, God bless you. More motivation. Like always, get better every day, optimize yourself. God bless.